Thanks, Bartley. That's a hard act to follow, Kevin. I'm supposed to do the formal, but he does the lead-in. But thank you all for coming, and to this union of our two families, and particularly to the wedding of my Jenny Jennifer. This is always a difficult bit, when I have to give her up to Eoin. And like any father, I was looking for somebody who was sensible, reliable, hard-working. But we ended up with Eoin. And you'll know that he has in him a bit of a crazy streak, which I think is actually an advantage, because he can handle Jennifer. Because those of you who know her know she is a very capable, caring, intelligent girl who can drive you absolutely demented, especially if you're her father and mother. And she's been doing that since she's little. She's also extremely determined. And I remember when she was about 4, where we live, we're in a little cul-de-sac. And Jennifer was under strict instruction. She was not allowed to play on the road, but she could run around the pavement. So her sister, teasing her endlessly with her 2 pals, would sit on the pavement, blethering away to one another. Out comes Jennifer bouncing along to be with the big girls. And as soon as she got near them, they got up and walked across the road and sat on the other side. So this wee thing goes running round, fast as she could, to the other side, and they would then get up and walk across. This could go on for half an hour. She never ever gave up. She was always determined, and she's like that in life, as many of you know. And she's also very creative, and she likes giving to other people. And that does cause us some qualms at times, because she came to us when she was 17, just as getting the end of 5th year. And we were delighted that she'd done very well in the exam, so she was going to go on to university. But she wants to go to Africa for a gap year. So we said no to that. But what she does is goes to Glasgow University, joins one of the student societies, and at the end of that first year, she takes herself off to Malawi, working with underprivileged kids in an orphanage. But this is Jenn. So what does she do? She goes on a safari with some of the guys to a wildlife camp. We're on holiday. Next thing you know, you get a phone call from this chap in a West African accent saying, "Are you Jennifer's father?" So all the panic sets in. This wee monkey left her phone behind. So the guy was trying to relocate her. Later on, she decided that wasn't good enough. Having spent time at Barrettstown, she got quite excited. She decided she's going to go around the world on our Soul Touch tour, and spent a year travelling all over the place, including to Malawi. And meanwhile, her mother and I are trying to keep track of her on the map. So I had an even bigger map than you, Kevin, plotting where she was, and we literally drew it on the bedroom wall. But she's settled down a bit now, and I know many of you have worked with her at Barrettstown and elsewhere, and you know how energetic and creative she is, and she changes her minds every 5 minutes. I thought I was supposed to be collecting her and bringing her to the service today, instead of which we ended up arriving in a camper van, which most of you didn't see. But thank you to the guys who provided it, and it should be on video later. But that's the thing she's like. Now, Eoin's got to put up with that. Fortunately, he's calm enough and capable enough, well, most of the time when he's sober. But what he doesn't entirely realise is that this one is actually half Irish, because where Kevin didn't get to in his tour of Ireland was Donegal, where half of my grandparents are from. So she's also got a bit of McCartney and a bit of rock in her, a large bit of rock. So she's nearly as much Irish as you are. But the thing about it, that Eoin, I think, was joking the other day on Facebook when Jenn had her birthday, that this would be the last birthday that she would be a Ewing. And I replied, she's always going to be a Ewing, Eoin. She'll be a flood, only on permanent loan. But what he hasn't actually worked out yet is what the name Ewing means in Scots is Owen's children. So I will leave that in the air for them to think about. But seriously, I think these two have started the build-up to married life in the right way. They became friends first, and they come to know and love each other very much, and that is very obvious in everything they were doing. And we saw some of that a little bit today. They complement complement each other perfectly. They are good at making each other laugh. They are good at supporting each other when the difficulties come. I think this one will be his rock. So when he's flooding about the place, he will also be a rock to her. I think they're perfectly suited for married life together, and we wish them the very best. So can I ask you to charge your glasses if you haven't done it already? And raise your glasses in a toast to Eoin and Jennifer.